I hate this thing.
All right, welcome to episode 1 of Let's Talk NFL. I'm Andrew Zoldan here with my guy Tyvis Powell. Tyvis, the NFL starts tonight. How
I
you
know
feeling?
it. It's about time, man. Listen, it's been a dull moment. Basketball is cool, but it ain't nothing like NFL football.
I feel you on that. We're gonna talk a lot on this first episode. We're gonna talk Super Bowl odds, MVP odds. Gonna go through some division winners, and then we're gonna give our opening week predictions, starting with tonight's games: Bucks, Cowboys, the return of Dak Prescott. You think Brady could go for the perfect
Ooh,
season this year with the Bucks?
not at all. You know what, Tom? But Tom is the guy that could probably get that done. But no, eight is too many. 17 games, no way,
Did you ever play
no
against
way.
Brady?
I when I was in Seattle, I did play against, but I was inactive that game, so I didn't play, but I was there, so I got to see him like live in person, and I was like, he is pretty good. He's pretty good, but he wasn't the most impressive quarterback I've seen. Like I seen him, and I was like, okay, I can see why he. But when I seen us play Aaron Rodgers, I was like, that dude is legit. I started cheering for him. It was a shame.
Funny you mentioned Rodgers and Brady. They'll both be in the MVP discussion this year, I'm sure. Let's start with a little Super Bowl odds. The best odds: Chiefs plus 500. Does that sound right to you? They have the best odds. I think so.
I mean, they always gonna have because it's just because of who Patrick Mahomes is. I mean, he's a generational talent. I mean, when he's on the field, I mean, he makes things happen. He's obviously he got all of his weapons back. My only concern with them is their offensive line because they completely got rid of all who they had last year on the O line and kind of revamped it at the tackle position. So that is my main concern. And defensively, they've never always been like a top team defensively. I mean, they got a couple of key players, but I mean I don't think they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl. Let me put it that way. I'm gonna be that guy that say I don't think it's hard to do it 3 times in a row. Like I think the only team I know that have done that is Buffalo. I think Buffalo went 3 years in a row and they lost all 3 years. I don't think that Kansas City's gonna make it this year. I don't. I think they're not gonna make it out the AFC.
Let me ask you this. If I said Patrick Mahomes' career over under for Super Bowl wins is 2.5, he's already got one. Would you take the over or the under there?
I take the over.
Do you think
I'll
he
tell you
wins?
though. I think he gonna get 2 more. I think for sure he'll get 2 more. I mean, you know what the problem with it is that will they have the money to afford the players that he necessarily need? He's taking up a lot of the money with the $500 million contract that he got, which is well deserved. Is well deserved, but once the cap room comes in, obviously they can't keep everybody. It's gonna be some people they're gonna have to let walk, and they're gonna have to depend on what they draft. The draft they have to draft people, and basically they're gonna have to ball out on their rookie contracts to be able to afford everybody. So will they be able to do that is the question. Because I mean, Tyreek Hill's, I mean, eventually the speed's going to go away. He's not going to be the fastest guy in the world. Kelsey's not going to be as crafty as he is now, as he gets older in age. So when it comes time to replace them, do you replace them with, because I mean, you're going to need them to make this thing work. Do you replace them with guys who have names in the NFL? And if you do, well, can you pay them? And if you do pay them, well, what are you not going? What position are you taking the money from? So like, will you pay your offense and then not pay your defensive players and just go with whatever? That's what the problem's going to be when it comes.
That's some good points right there. Moving on, we got the Bucks plus 650. They're returning all starters. I don't think a Super Bowl team has ever done that. You think they got what it takes to win it all? Would they be your pick
To win the Super Bowl,
to win?
to win the Super Bowl, I tell you what, if they get there, I would not bet against Tom, but I don't think they're going to get there. I do believe they have a better chance of getting there than the Kansas City Chiefs do, but I don't think they're going to. I'm scared to bet against Tom, to be honest with you. I'm kind of scared. I'm not going to say they're not going to get there, but they're not my pick.
All right, fair enough. Next, both at plus 1,200. So this is a big jump. We got plus 500, plus 650, and then almost doubles to plus 1,200. We got the Bills and the Packers, who I think that might be a Super Bowl preview right there, Bills and Packers. Not just in that they have the same odds, they could be playing each other. What do you think of that?
Yeah. I think I think that the Packers might, to me, I feel like the Packers might be a team to watch to get to the Super Bowl this year because I mean, they had a great team last year and they fell short to Tampa Bay, I believe, actually. And I think with this being their quote unquote last dance, I think they're gonna give it everything they got. Last year I feel like the reason they didn't go to the Super Bowl is because Aaron Rodgers didn't scramble on a 3rd and 5 play, and he should have. He tried to force a ball in where he should have just scrambled and got some yards, and then it could have been 4th and goal, and they could have got that. But I think with that being said, since this is the last dance, I think they're gonna leave no stone left unturned. They're gonna come out there, they're gonna be focused because I mean, when Michael Jordan and them did it, they made sure they won a ring at the end. And I feel like, Aaron Rodgers want to be like, listen to me, I'm bigger than this. Like this, the reason Green Bay is good is because of me, and I think he want to show that to the organization that he's such a valuable player. Even as he's getting older, he wants to show them that, he's still a great player. And I think that that fire is going to push him over the edge this year.
All right, I want to move on to 4 more teams. We're going to end it with this. All got similar odds. Of these 4 teams, I want to hear who you think is the best pick to win the Super Bowl. You ready for this?
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm Cleveland in it. I'm picking Cleveland. Go ahead.
All right, well, it's Ravens and 49ers plus 1,400. And then the Rams plus 1,500. And then both of our team, Browns plus 1,600. I mean, that's the winner right there. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the reason being though is because if you look at the Browns rosters from top to bottom, I mean they just solid all the way around. They got great receivers. They got a great running backs. Their offensive line is like the top offensive line in the NFL. Baker is a great quarterback. I don't know why people underrate him, but he makes all the key throws. When it's time to step up and make a play, he always delivers. He did that last year against Cincinnati, so he showed that. The defense is great. They got Myles Garrett, who's arguably one of the best defensive players in the NFL. They got Jadeveon Clowney, where if he can give us any glimpse of the South Carolina Jadeveon Clowney, it's over with. Like that would be a nasty tandem on the D line. Linebacker wise, they addressed it. They got Anthony Walker, who I actually had the privilege of playing with when I was with Indianapolis. Great dude, great solid leader. Gonna be in the spots to make the plays, make sure that the defense is set up. Secondary wise, we got Denzel, Denzel is top in PBUs every year. I don't know why he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. John Johnson was a great pickup in free agency because we struggled a little bit last year in the safety position with Sendeo, so he's going to take his spot. Ronnie Harrison is a beast, and we got G New, who's the new corner who they just announced actually won the number 2 corner spot, which I like his game. He comes out of Northwestern, so he knows how to tackle, he knows how to cover, so he should fit very well in the scheme. So top to bottom roster wise, I just think they just fit, and I think Kevin Stefanski is a great coach.
I think that this is the first time in a long time where I actually don't think the Browns could use your services. I felt for the last probably 7 since you graduated, you would have been with the Browns. This is the first time ever that.
That's what I said. I said the same. I said somebody was like, "Man, I wish the Browns." I was like, I don't think the Browns. They so stacked that I don't even think they need me at this point.
So I'm with you on that Browns pick because I mean we're not going to not take them if we were going to put money on.
I mean, I'm wearing the hat for a reason.
Exactly. There's a bet on FanDuel that you can take. You got to come to Chicago to take it because it's not
legal. Yeah.
But there's a bet on FanDuel you can take where if you bet $50 on a team to win the Super Bowl, you get $5 for every game that they win. So you could take the Browns to win the Super Bowl, and if they win 10-plus games, you get your money back no matter what, and then you get the chance if they win the Super Bowl.
That's great. But you know what? Outside of the Browns, I do like the Bills too. My prediction is, and I'm jumping the gun, but my prediction would be Buffalo versus the Browns in the conference championship game. I like Buffalo has a really solid roster too. I mean, they were only a couple of play. Did they make it to the conference game last year?
Yeah, it was Bills Chiefs.
Them versus versus them and the Chiefs. Yeah, they definitely they addressed it. They needed a running back. I mean, they didn't hit that, but they hit some other key areas that they got, and I just feel like they just equipped to win. I mean, they got Emmanuel Sanders out of free agency, which I mean they lost John Brown, but I like Emmanuel Sanders as well for a replacement. Backup running back wise, they got my boy Matt Breida, who I had the privilege of playing with. Breida the Cheetah. So they got a fast running back who can make plays and that can break tackles. Obviously, Diggs and Allen is still there, and defensively wise. Like, they always play great defense. That little that quarter scheme that they play that I played in college, that they play in NFL, it still works. So we'll see.
You mentioned Josh Allen. We've talked about Mahomes. We've talked about Brady. We talked about Rodgers. They are the top four favorites to win MVP in order: Mahomes, then Rodgers, then Brady and Josh Allen tied at plus 1,200. Which name not on that list do you think would have the best chance to have a good season and potentially be in the MVP discussion, if not win it?
See, the problem with it is I'm biased, okay? But I hate the fact that they usually only put quarterbacks in that thing. I would love to see a defensive player win that award. And if I could pick a defensive player, I would think it would be somebody like Aaron Donald, because I mean Aaron Donald year in, year out is dominant on the offensive line. I mean on the defensive line. Let's get one thing straight. The man is completely unblockable. But the way he changed games and how people game plan for him and he still get things done, like that right there is a key thing. Like MVP is like the most valuable player. Like that guy, like without him, the Rams are not as good at all. Like they would not be who they are. Let's get one thing clear about that. So I think Aaron Donald is a guy who could potentially win MVP as a defensive candidate, but I know he won't win it because everybody like to see quarterbacks for some odd reason. So the next best option would probably be some type of running back, which I don't agree with, but it is what it is. But my pick is Aaron Donald.
That's a bold pick.
I know. Trust me.
You'd make a lot of money if you bet on that and the pick hit. I can tell you that.
Wouldn't it be something if it come true though, man? I'll be sitting here like I should have betted it. I should have put the money on it.
If it comes true, we'll clip this and we'll send it to like all the bookies and odds.
Listen, I would be one rich man if he actually won it.
All right. We're moving fast. We're moving fast through this. We got through our Super Bowl discussion. We got through our MVP discussion. Now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. We're going to talk some divisions. Okay.
Okay.
And this is what we're going to do for all the listeners out there. All right. We're each going to pick who we think is going to win the division. And then we're going to pick the biggest threat to that team. So basically the second place team, but also who we wouldn't be surprised if they won.
Okay.
All right, so I got them all pulled up. We're both, you played in the NFL. We're both smart, but I still got the list just to be safe. 32 for 32. That's like one of those games you play online where it's like you try to fill in all the teams and all the.
Yeah. Once you get one team, once you figure out what one team in that division is, I can figure out the other three.
Right. All right. AFC East.
Okay. That's the Patriots and Jets and Buffalo and no, not the Giants.
I always think it's the Giants too.
Yeah, because I don't know why they're not in that conference. The Dolphins.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Three New York teams and then Florida.
Yeah, that makes no sense. It should be the Giants, but go ahead. So, I'll let you go first.
Well, I think the Bills are going to win that division. And this is kind of the easiest division, I think, of what people are going to predict. But then I think the Patriots are the biggest threat. They spent a lot of money this summer, and Belichick's not going to have two bad years in a row. I think they make the playoffs. I don't know if they win the division, maybe wild card. Bills could have the best record in the whole league. So I think the Bills win the division. Patriots have the best chance to win besides them.
I agree with your statement actually wholeheartedly. I think, the Patriots is one of those teams that you kind of can't count out. For as long as I've been alive, they seem to have been a good football team. And like you said, Bill Belichick is never going to go two bad seasons back to back. And a ton of money on their defense this year and addressed it with getting Matthew Judon and free agency, which is a pass rusher. And I think like you say, I think they just not going to have two bad seasons in a row. I think they're going to find a way to split the wins with Buffalo this year. They're going to tie each other in the win column.
What do you think about Mac Jones?
Mac Jones seems like a quarterback I don't think he's going to do anything to win the game, but I don't think he's going to do anything to lose a game. Like I don't think the problem with it is they don't have any weapons like that's crazy. Like, they don't have a big name receiver or a big name tight end that's around him. Patriots is going to probably run the ball majority of the time. Like that's what they do. They're going to run the ball, and Mac Jones is going to make short passes and that he can make easy throws. The only deep threat they got that I know of is Nelson Aguilar, and he is 1 year he's either good or he not. So 1 year he's bad, 1 year he's good, 1 year he's bad. And I think last year he had a bad year, so I think this year he's going to be productive. But I just don't think they got a lot of weapons around Mac Jones, so he's gonna have to make do with what he has.
Last AFC East question. Fast forward 4 years. All the same quarterbacks are on the same teams. Okay. Who do you think is the best quarterback in the division? Zach Wilson, Tua, Mac Jones, or Josh Allen?
I would probably say Josh Allen, even though they keep saying that this Zach Wilson kid is supposed to be like that deal. Like they said, he gonna be that deal. Tony Romo said he gonna be the third best quarterback in the AFC, and I find that hard to believe because you got Josh Allen, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got
Herbert.
Joe Burrow, Herbert, Lamar, like Baker. Like I don't see it. But you know what? He might prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Go out there, have a great season as a rookie, and prove me wrong.
There you go. All right, we'll move on to the AFC North. All right, the Ravens are the favorite. All right, but we got Ravens, Browns, Steelers, Bengals. Why don't you start with this one? Who's winning the division and who's the biggest threat to them?
Well, we know who's winning the division. We know it's sad that I'm biased like this, but I definitely think the Browns is gonna win the division just because, like I mentioned before, their roster is too stacked to me. I think nobody can really match up with it. They have weapons all over the field. But hopefully nobody gets hurt. If everybody stays healthy, then they should win it easily. I definitely believe the Ravens is the biggest threat to them. Because Lamar is amazing as a quarterback, as an athlete, and it's hard to try to figure out how to stop his offense or what he's going to do because he's such a threat with his legs. But he has been getting a little bit better at passing. They got him a couple of receivers, still no big name receivers, but they got him Sammy Watkins. They still got Marquise Brown, and they got Bateman. They drafted Bateman out of Minnesota, who's a really solid wide receiver, but he's hurt. But when he comes back, he should be fine. The defense is always lights out over there. So yeah, they're definitely the biggest threats.
I think similar to last year, there could be 3 playoff teams from this division, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers just are not good. Najee Harris is going to be like the focal point of that team.
They offensive line is gone, so that's gonna be hard to overcome. And Ben, it's points of the season last year where Ben looked amazing, but then when we got to the playoffs, Ben looked not good at all. So it's all about which Ben is gonna show up.
Poor Joe Burrow. He might never have a good team in Cincinnati.
But see, Joe Burrow's team ain't bad. He got receivers. The problem with Joe is his offensive line is terrible. They got a good running back in Mixon. They got T Higgins. They drafted Jamar Chase. They offensively, it's literally just the line. They just got to buy. But the thing about Joe is I got Joe on my fantasy team, he go for 300 yards a game. if they defense can play, if they can get some good defensive players, which I mean they addressed that in offseason. They got some DNs and got some corners. If they defense come to play, they shock a lot of people now.
I'm with you. All right, AFC South. Titans, Colts, Urban Meyer's Jaguars, and Texans. This is how I think it shakes out. I think the Titans win the division by far. Like, it's not even really close. I think Urban and Trevor Lawrence come in second. But they don't have a chance to win, but they come in second. That's my prediction.
No, you being too kind to Urban. Listen, he's gonna improve. They're gonna win more than one game this season for sure. Let's get that out of the way. They're gonna win more than one game. So he's gonna show some improvement. But the biggest threat to the Titans is obviously the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, they're a playoff team and they're a team that's built to win now. Just like the Browns, they have a really good roster. They got all the players that fit their schemes. The only problem with them is quarterback wise. I mean, it just depends on how Carson Wentz is. Carson Wentz, he was a high draft pick. I think he was like the second quarterback taken in the draft. He was in Philly, and everybody thought, he was going to be the man in Philly. He had that one big season. And after that season, he just kind of never been the same guy. But the good thing about it is he's back with the coach now with Frank. So hopefully he returns back to that MVP form. I do believe that he's going to play this upcoming week, which is good. And I think I think they'll be a better team. I mean, last year I didn't think the quarterback play was bad. Philip Rivers wasn't bad at all. I mean, there was a couple of times that he just missed some throws. But I think Carson Wentz is going to resurrect his career because he got the players he want. But I don't think they're going to be like a huge big difference. I mean, him and Phillip Rivers is kind of like not that big of a difference.
I think that's the easiest division to pick. I think the Titans will win it for sure.
Yeah, I mean they got Julio, so I mean, once I see Julio go there, I say, oh, it's over. I mean, you can't stop the run nor the pass. It's over with.
All right, moving on. All right, AFC West: Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. I think the Chiefs come in last in the division. What do you think?
Yeah, right. The only way that even if Patrick Mahomes was hurt the whole season, I don't think that would be the case. I definitely got the Chiefs winning the division, but I do believe. Now, hold on. Now, this might sound preposterous. People might look at me like I'm insane. I do believe the Broncos are a huge threat to them because I do believe that's another team that's ready to win, but they just a quarterback away. And now that they got Teddy Bridgewater, I'm not saying Teddy Bridgewater is Peyton Manning in any way, but Teddy Bridgewater is a quarterback that won't lose you a game.
What about
He's
my
not
guy
going to
Drew
do any.
Lock?
Drew Lock is cool, but it's like for some odd reason it takes him a while to get like good. Like the beginning of the season he's just decent, but like towards the end he always like picks up his play. I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be just consistently a good player. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be great, but I think he's gonna be a good player. Plus, they got the receivers to do it. They got Cortland Sutton coming back, who I think he tore his ACL last year. He's coming back. They got Judy. They got the offense is high powered. The defense is unbelievably stacked. They are a huge threat to the Kansas City Chiefs. If a team is gonna knock the Chiefs off to win the division, it would be the Broncos.
That's very interesting because a lot of people think it's going to be Herbert and the Chargers, but you actually think the Broncos are better than the
It's the
Chargers.
Broncos. I do. I really believe that.
All right, moving on. NFC East, maybe the hardest division to pick because last year they all stunk. This year it seems like it should be Washington or Dallas, but who knows what's going to happen? Jalen Hurts could be great. Daniel Jones. But who do you think wins the NFC East?
I would love to say Dallas. I really would. Like if you look
How
at
can
it,
you not pick the Washington Buckeyes?
That's who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the Washington Buckeyes because I mean, defensively wise, they're just amazing. Their defensive line is amazing. I'm not saying Fitzpatrick is a great quarterback, but Fitzpatrick is one of those guys who can win games. So I think he'll win enough. And that division, he'll win enough to win the division. Yeah.
Terry McLaurin.
if that makes sense.
Terry
And the only the
McLaurin.
biggest threat to them would be.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. What about Terry?
No, I was just gonna say he's never played with a quarterback like Fitzpatrick, where it's literally just like, all right, Terry. Well, I guess. Well, maybe you disagree, but I feel like he's just gonna be like, run and I'll hit you, run and I'll hit you.
I tell you what, one thing about Fitzpatrick, he don't care about nothing. Hey, you can have the best corner on you. He gonna test him and find out. That's what I do respect about Fitzpatrick. He don't care who you are on defense. He gonna try you and see if you that good or not. He be exposing people. Fitzpatrick, one of them dudes that if he get hot, he go for 400 yards in a game. So that's what I like about him. But and I would say the biggest threat to them is probably Dallas. I mean, if Dallas pulls it together and don't fall apart. But the only problem is they secondary is just atrocious. I don't know why they don't address that. That defense last year was unbelievably bad. And if they can fix that and figure it out, then they will be good. But until they do that, then Washington's gonna run away with it easily.
All right, NFC North: Packers, Vikings, Andy Dalton's Bears, and Lions. I think Packers win the division, and if the Bears decide Justin Fields should be the quarterback, then they're the biggest threat. But if he doesn't play till like the middle of the season, then I think the Vikings are the biggest threat, who actually have a really good chance to win the division. You can't do much better than Rodgers and Devontae last year, so they could repeat it, but I don't know if they could do much better than what they did last year.
I can see that. I can see. I'm definitely with you on the Packers pick. As far as the runner-up goes, I can see. I can see the Vikings. I can see that. And they do. Yeah, they got Pat Pete now. No, the other corner is kind of he kind of wishy-washy.
I think we can
Great
agree,
line.
not the Lions.
Great. No, the Lions got a couple years. They're in rebuild mode right now. I'm not expecting nothing big out of them. Even I don't think Jared Goff is gonna be that great of a quarterback because they don't. I don't even know who their receivers are. Actually, that's the sad
Kenny
part.
Galladay.
He's
Oh, no,
gone. He's with.
no, he's
He
on the
with.
Giants.
Yeah, I don't know.
The number one receiver is going to be like Kadarrell Hodge, who the Browns.
That's exactly who they got. Yeah, they got. Yeah, no, the Lions is not. Yeah, that's my last pick in that. I agree. I say the Bears too. If Justin Fields play the Bears for sure, because I think even that team, even though the team don't want to say it, I think they believe more in Justin Fields than they do Andy Dalton. But I do think Andy Dalton's gonna come out there and play with something to prove because he hears all this chatter that we say about how Justin Fields should play. He has to go out there every week and prove why he's the starter. So I definitely believe that Chicago is the biggest threat, and their defense is always good. They got Khalil Mack, for Christ's sakes. Need I say more?
All right, NFC South. The defending champs, the Buccaneers. The Drew Brees-less Saints. The Kyle Pitts Falcons. And Sam Darnold's Panthers. What do you think?
Okay. Put it to you this way: Tampa Bay's gonna win the division, but the Saints are the biggest threat to them. But the problem is Mike Thomas is out for like 10 weeks. But I think Jameis Winston actually is gonna do really well as a quarterback there. And I mean, I know Sean Payton's he's gonna mix Taysom Hill in and he's gonna do his thing and he's gonna be an X factor like he always is. But I do believe Jameis is gonna have a great year there, especially when Mike Thomas comes back. But and I mean defensively, they just got my boy Roby. So they are the Ohio State Buckeyes secondary minus one player. I mean they got Malcolm, Bradley, and Marshawn. So they got 3 out of the 4. And all 3 of those are all ballers. So I think they're definitely gonna have a great year.
When you were playing a team like the Panthers with a guy like Sam Darnold, were you licking your chops when you got to go up against a quarterback like that?
You do actually, but I mean Sam Darnold, he ain't terrible. Like, he ain't, is he? Is he that bad?
You're not good.
I mean, was he not good or was the Jets not good?
We'll see. We'll
I guess we will get. I mean, it's unexcusable. He got Christian McCaffrey, he got Robbie Anderson, he got DJ Moore, so he got some weapons behind him. So
Can
we
you
will
name
see.
two? Can you name two starters that you would rather have Darnold over?
Hold on, say that one more time.
Can you name two starters that you would rather have Darnold over those guys?
Quarterback wise,
Quarterbacks.
hold on, give me a second. Give me a
Radio
second.
silence.
Give me a second. Hold on.
Maybe Daniel Jones. That's all I can think of.
This is sad. This is Daniel Jones.
I mean, would you rather be starting Dalton or Darnold?
Dalton. Start Dalton over Donald. Dang, that's sad. I wanted to get you on this one.
But that says me. Oh, I got one. I got one
What
more.
about the Texans?
That's what I was gonna say.
Texas quarter.
So there's your two. Giants and Texans.
There we go.
So Sam Darnold would start on 3 NFL teams.
Yeah. I mean, we'll find out. You know what's sad? He go hear this podcast and he go out there. He go for 500 yards a game.
Uh-huh. Imagine if he's has an incredible year and he's like, well, it all started when I was listening to the Let's Talk NFL podcast.
I'll be like, I'm glad that I'm glad we inspired you.
All right, NFC West. I mean, this is the most stacked.
Woo! This is a coin toss right here.
49ers, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals. I can't believe the 49ers have the best odds, but they do. I think Rams win the division, and I'm not even going to take a stab at the second place team. I think Rams win the division, though. What do you think?
I like the Rams to win it all too, but see, that's the thing. The thing about San Fran is this, okay? Me being a former 49, I would tell you this is what the problem is. The problem is it's always a health issue. If everybody when healthy, they are a great team. The problem is people get hurt every year. And it seems to be a key player. Like when I was there, I think Jimmy got hurt. Jimmy tore his ACL. And the year after I left, they ended up staying healthy and they went to the Super Bowl. And the next year they lost Nick Bosa and they lost Sherm. It's just a bunch. But once they went healthy, they are a legit team. But I don't know. I just don't know what they're gonna do this year. But the problem is Seattle's a good team as well. Like so.
So are the Cardinals. They might not.
And the Cardinals a great team. They just got JJ Watt. Yeah. As a runner up, let me see. As a runner up, I got the Rams winning it, but as a runner up, I would say
Seattle.
Is it though? Because see, Seattle got corner issues right now. Their corner play is not good.
It'll be Seattle for like the first 2 months of the season, and then we'll hit like November.
I think I'm going San Fran as a runner up. I think I am going to take San Fran.
All right, so we were all in agreement. We were in agreement with every division's winner, but we differed a little bit on the second place teams.
Yes.
All right. Before we get into week 1, give me your Super Bowl pick, but really your conference championship pick, and then who would be?
All right. My conference championship is a repeat for the NFC, the Packers versus Tampa Bay, and then the AFC side, I got the Bills and the Browns. With that being said, Super Bowl, I got the Browns. And I don't know between the Packers and the Tampa Bay. I really don't. I really do not know because, like I said, I would like to see Aaron Rodgers get over the hump, but I'm scared to bet against Tom Brady. If you get Tom Brady that close to the championship, it's hard to imagine that he's not going to get there. So I don't know. That one's to be determined.
All right, you ready for mine?
Yeah.
I'm going Rams, Bucks. And then Browns, Chiefs. Super Bowl, Browns over Rams.
That would be a good day. That would actually be a great day in Cleveland history.
And we would be at the
You
Super
got the
Bowl.
Rams beating Tom Brady.
Yeah. I mean, we know the Bucks and Brady are going to win the
I
Super Bowl.
you you got the Rams beating Tom Brady. They listen to me. They good now. They good. So you think Matt Stafford is gonna come in there? He that big of an improvement in golf? Is that what you're telling me?
If they're in the NFC Championship, then it means Stafford is that big of an improvement over Goff.
They went to the Super Bowl with golf.
Yeah, but he sucked.
I see. Oh my god!
How bad was that Super Bowl?
He went to the Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
So did Jimmy Garoppolo, though.
Jimmy doesn't suck.
No, I mean, obviously they're not Sam Darnold, obviously.
No, I mean, even if you don't think like Jimmy is like, isn't he like 20 and like 8 or something as a starter? It's something really good.
Stafford's a lot better than Goff, in my opinion. I think so.
So why they never could make it work in Detroit?
Because they didn't have McVay.
Oh my god. You drinking the Kool-Aid. you drinking the Kool-Aid. I think he definitely gonna have some career highs, but I don't. You got him beating Tom Brady.
Also, I didn't want to have the same, Final Four as you and the same result.
Man, go on with that mess. I respect the time. I respect Tampa Bay versus the Rams in the NFC conference. I respect that. But you got them beating them?
If I get 4 for 4 in the conference games, I'll be okay if they go the opposite way than I said.
That's blasphemy. Go ahead. No way. There's no way.
You didn't even pick a winner.
I can't. I can't. I'm not betting against Tom Brady, but I definitely think that Aaron Rodgers is gonna get over the hump. But I'm not betting against Tom. I refuse to do that.
So speaking of not betting against Tom, week 1, first.
No, they gonna whoop. They gonna blow them out. Tampa Bay gonna blow them out.
You think Bucks blow them out tonight?
Yeah, Tampa Bay gonna. Yes, sir. Yeah. We're gonna be like, I got it along the lines of 35-14.
All right. The spread is like 8.5. So you think
they gonna cover? Yeah, don't make me cuss. Yeah, they gonna cover.
All right, we got our first take a nap game of the NFL season Sunday. Eagles Falcons. Who's winning that one? And are you napping during that game?
Believe it or not, I got Philly winning. I got Philly. I like Hurts. Hurts showed a lot last year towards the end of the season. Coming in, he won some games against some good teams last year. So he showed that he can get it done when need be. I like that. I just think they're going. I think they're going. I don't think they're going to be a great team, but I think they're going to show a lot of improvement of what they did last year.
All right, there you go. Steelers, Bills. Should I pick 2? I'm going to pick 2.
Go ahead.
So far, I got Bucks, but I think the Falcons beat the Eagles.
Of course you would.
Kyle Pitts. All right.
You are a huge fan. You're a huge fan.
All right, Steelers, Bills. I think the Bills win closer than people think, even though the Bills are at home. But I think the Bills take care of business, and they start off their crazy hype train with a win.
I think the Bills is going to win, but I think Josh Allen is going to struggle a lot in that game, and he's just going to find a way to. He's going to make a necessary play towards the end of the game that's going to get them in field goal range, and they're going to win by a field goal.
Is T.J. Watt going to have a deal by then?
No. I don't think so. I think T.J. Watt ain't going to get a deal until after the season's over.
All right, moving on. Vikings, Bengals. Joe Burrow is back. Does he win in his first game back?
Against the Vikings? No, defensively wise, they're just not. They're not going to be ready defensively to stop Dalvin Cook, and they don't have. They just don't have a big name corner yet to stop the receiving game with Justin Jefferson and Thielen. So I just think that the defense is the problem, but I think Joe will turn it into a shootout. But I just think the Vikings, just Dalvin's gonna wear that defense down, and it's just gonna get bad towards the end of the game.
I'm with you. Vikings win. I think they win by a lot. They got a dynamic offense. Cousins is going to turn the ball over a little bit, but they're also going to put the ball in the end zone a lot.
I don't think they're gonna blow them out, but I think they're gonna win by like 10 points.
I think like 14 in the NFL is kind of a blowout.
Oh my god, that not nearly.
If the losing team scores to make it 14 towards the end of the game, then I think it's a little bit of a blowout. You know, if it's more than
I
14,
respect that.
kick a
I
field
respect that.
goal, get a garbage time touchdown.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah. But if it's like a 7-point game and the winning
Now
team,
I will say this is in the NFL. What I learned and what my coach told me as a rookie is he said you went to Ohio State, so you used to blowing teams out. He said the NFL they all close. They all close. There ain't nobody really gonna blow somebody out like that.
all right, you're 49ers against the Lions. I think that's an easy win for the 49ers. No matter who's playing quarterback, no matter who's playing running back, no matter who's catching it, that's an easy win.
We got the 49ers. They're gonna win by I'm gonna say 28-3.
All right, so they're going to be the 25ers in that game and win by 25.
28-3.
Cardinals Titans. Now this one's interesting. The
Mm.
first Julio for the Titans. You know, is Kyler Murray the real deal? Who do you think wins this one?
I got Tennessee winning because for the simple fact that I don't know anybody in the Cardinal secondary besides Buda Baker. So with that being said, I know corner wise, I mean they got a huge task with covering Julio and covering AJ Brown. So I think that's that play action. Everybody they're not going to get any linebacker help because they have to be so committed to stopping Derrick Henry on the run that those over routes it's just going to be too much to handle. And Julio is still fast. AJ Brown has great speed too, and they're both big body receivers. So it's going to be a tough task to stop them. So I think that's going to be too much for the Cardinals.
I'm with you. Titans win week.
I just knew you were going to pick Arizona.
No,
I'm
no, no,
kind of
I'm with
shocked.
you. All right, this is the battle of your teams here now. Seahawks, Colts.
I got the Seahawks. I got the Seahawks. The Colts got the quarterback got Carson Wentz coming off of a foot injury. I don't even know if Quentin Nelson is playing or not, and that's a huge blow. But yeah, I definitely got the Seahawks. I don't think they're gonna blow them out. I think it's gonna be a close game. They're gonna because Indianapolis tend to play teams very close. So I'm going to go along the lines. It's going to be like 21-17 ish, something like that.
I got Jonathan Taylor in fantasy, so I hope he has a big game, but I think the Seahawks win. But this is the kind of game where like the Seahawks could lose it because of their defense, and you're kind of just like, all right, makes sense. You know,
Yeah. But this is the thing about Russell Wilson is he always plays good for half the season. So the first half, I think he's gonna come out on fire and be a magician and make all the plays. It's towards the end of the year is where he kind of falls off a little bit.
all right, and then we got Chargers at the football team, the Washington football team, the Washington Buckeyes.
That's a good game,
I told you,
actually.
people high on the Chargers, people high on Washington.
A good game.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
really, the spread's one. You know, I really don't
I
know.
know that's a good game. I am going to take. I'm gonna take the Chargers. I'm gonna take the Chargers on this one.
All right, I'm
Um,
going to dare to be different. I'm going to take Washington.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers on that. To tell you why, I couldn't really tell you why. I think that you know what they just got a coaching change. Correct. This would be his first game coaching.
I believe
You know
so.
what? I'm going the other way. I'm going with Washington.
So I'm
I'm
going
flipping my.
Washington because of two words: Chase Young.
Well, I mean, they got the Chargers got Joey Bosa, the highest paid defensive player in the NFL.
True. I wish they could match up. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that's actually a great game. That's a good game.
Yeah. We'll be watching that one for sure. We'll be tweeting stuff out from the Let's Talk NFL account. All right, these
Why?
next two games are the put you to sleep games. Jets, Panthers,
Mm.
and Jaguars, Texans. I'm going to go rapid fire for these. I'm going Jaguars, Panthers. Darnold beats the Jets.
Okay, I am going to go. I'm gonna go with the Jets because I respect Coach Salah. He was my defensive coordinator at the 49ers, and I want to see him do well. So, for biased reasons, I'm picking the Jets.
Well, then I assume that you're going to have a similar bias for the Jaguars over the Texans.
Am I? listen. I believe that the Texans is gonna win the game. Unfortunately, it's hard for me to say that, but I believe the Texans, and the reason being is because the Jaguars' offensive line is terrible, and you cannot win games, meaningful games, without an offensive line. And I just feel like but then again, they both under heavy construction. Both teams under heavy construction. Neither one of them really have a huge. Is David Johnson still playing for the Texans?
Yeah, but he's like the ninth string running back behind Philip
So
Lindsay,
who to start? Mark Ingram?
Mark Ingram. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know, man. I
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink the Deshaun Watson list Texans.
don't. JJ gone too. Man, I might have to take Jacksonville, man. That's sad.
Best part about going one.
Wow.
Best part about 1-0.
Yeah, I guess I am gonna go with Urban on this one. I guess I am gonna take the Jaguars then. Sheesh, that's terrible.
All right. Dolphins, Patriots. 325 first afternoon game. Dolphins, Pats. Mac Jones versus Tua. The Bama battle. I'm going Mac Jones starts off his career with a win.
I'm going Patriots too. I just think that it's gonna come down to coaching. I mean, obviously Bill Belichick is one of the top guys. You got Josh McDaniels. That defense is gonna play crazy, even though Brian Flores came from the Patriots and they probably run this similar defense. I think they just got more weapons on the Patriots side.
All right. Packers versus the Drew Breesless Saints.
I got the Packers for sure. I got the Packers winning that game. I think it's gonna be closer than a lot of people think. I do believe Jameis Winston's gonna do really well, but just the lack of having Mike Thomas is the problem, and I think it's gonna become an issue.
You know the game is being played in Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's the hurricane is taking away New Orleans home field advantage.
A rare neutral site NFL game in the United States. I guess the game's in London, neutral site, but this is a rare America neutral site game.
I mean, good weather. Hopefully, if it doesn't rain.
Yeah. All right, Broncos Giants. I mean,
I got
you're obviously going to pick the Broncos. You think they're the best team in the NFL.
I never said that. I never said that. I definitely am going to take the Broncos, though, but I never said that they're the best team in the NFL. I just think if you look at their team and what they have and what they drafted, I just believe that they are a solid team. And you know what? After a couple of weeks, you go to see what I was talking about. And of course, I had the privilege of actually playing there, so I know from firsthand experience.
I remember when you were there. I was so excited.
I appreciate it. It was good times, actually. It's a really good organization.
All right, in the last afternoon game, Kansas City Chiefs versus Cleveland Browns. I'm not sure if you know this, but
Woo!
I will be in the building in
Must be
Kansas City
nice.
for this game.
Must be nice. Is it in Kansas City?
It's in Kansas City.
Must be nice. Well, I will say that it's going to be tough for the Browns to win this game because, it's Kansas City. Um, they played in the playoffs and they let a third string quarterback get third and 12, convert a third and 12 to ice the game. The fans is going to be wild in Arrowhead Stadium, but the Browns have an advantage with Kansas City having a new offensive line. And that's huge because obviously we seen in the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes is not that great running around and try to throw balls as he's falling down, but he actually was throwing some actually decent balls. That's the crazy part about it. But I think the Browns have a real shot. I think Tampa Bay gave the blueprint on how to beat them. If the Browns follow that blueprint, they should be fine. I do believe they shock the world and become 1-0 and win their first uh season opener in a long time.
I have picked the Browns every game forever, and I'm not changing that now, especially with me being there. I'm gonna bring some good juju, so I'm taking the Browns. Also, I think I might have a heart attack if this game comes down to like a close game at the end.
What time is that game? 1 o'clock.
3:25 or
Ooh,
4:25 in Ohio.
that's a good time, too.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
I'm not gonna really tailgate or pregame. I got to be focused. I feel like I'm playing in the game every time.
That's nah, man. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time, man.
Too serious. It's a business trip.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Man, you better enjoy that. You better enjoy the experience. The
All right.
Browns gonna get it done. They gonna find a way to get it done. Miles Garrett and Jadavion Clowney together.
Yep. All right. Sunday night football. My Super Bowl contender Rams against the Bears. I think the Rams start off with a big win, and you see why Stafford's going to take them to the promised land.
I got the Rams winning, but not for the reasons that you just said. I do believe that Stafford's going to do really well there, but I don't. He's the promised land. That's far fetched.
The promised land is for Stafford a second round of the playoffs.
So let me ask you, did you right? You got him going to the Super Bowl in his like he's never. That's where the air is rare. He's going. You got him going to beating Tom Brady. I can't believe it.
Everyone
That's one
who
of the
wins the
things.
Super Bowl's got to go to their first Super Bowl.
Listen to me. When you after we get done, you need to just go take a walk and just and keep saying that to yourself. The Rams beating Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Just say it to you. And I guarantee you won't say it without chuckling to yourself. It's that funny. I got the Rams winning, but yeah, that what you said earlier, you man, that's you know what the sick thing is? If it happened, I'm gonna feel some type of way. I'm gonna be like, wow,
I
like
told you.
wow. I'm not qualified to be even talking football anymore if that's the case.
So Joey, our friend Joey,
Yeah.
I had a dream that the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. This was like 3 months ago. And I texted him. I was like, yo, I just had a dream that the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. And we both put like $50 on it for the Seahawks to win. Because, I mean, how crazy, it's the most random dream ever, just that the Super Bowls or that the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. So we had to bet on it.
I had a dream the other day that the Jets was gonna sign me. It was the weirdest thing. It felt so real. I was kind of bummed when I woke up. I was like, man, that's sad that I dream about stuff like that. But yeah, I had a dream that the Jets was gonna sign me. I don't know how true that's gonna be.
Well, I hope that I would rather that happen than I win like $20 on on the
That's all you gonna win is $20.
no, I would win like 200, but if the Jets sign you, I would hope that you would, kind of
Oh, the
give
Jets,
me
the
that
Jets sign me.
50
You
back.
you you will know a future All Pro safety. You'll be like, man, that guy was really that good, and they never gave him a chance. They're like, yeah, yeah.
All right, the last game, Monday Night Football, Ravens at Raiders, first Vegas home game with fans.
Mm.
Does that matter? I think the Ravens still win.
I got the Ravens winning as well. Close game. Not, as far as close, I mean like 28-17 ish, something like that. Um, Obviously, Lamar and the high power offense is going to be great. It's going to suck a little bit because they don't have JK this year. So, I mean, Gus is the Gus bus is a bus, so he gonna bring you got to bring get your pads down when you're going against him. But J.K. Dobbins obviously a little more dynamic in the offense, and it's gonna be truly missed. I do believe we might get a Le'Veon Bell sighting that game. I think they're gonna probably make him active for the game.
How about we just get a good game to kick off the first Monday Night Football? Like a high scoring, but also good defense, if that's even possible. Like,
That see, nah. That ain't no good game. I'm sick of. I hate people like you that y'all
oh,
think
you
that
hate
that
people
score.
like me.
Yeah, that scoring points make it a good game. Why I like those 3-0 games. Like that's a great
Oh,
game.
what? It's not soccer.
That's a great game. 6-3, 3-0, something
Oh,
like that. That's a great game. Like that means every team was on their defense assignments. Like they that
spoken
locked
by
up
a true,
everything.
spoken by a true defensive player right there. That you would rather a game be
Did you
3-0.
did you go to take it to college football? Did you not see Clemson versus UGA,
Oh, that was
Georgia?
so
That was
boring.
great football. Great ball.
All right, well, there
I
you go.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
There's all of our week one. Think about all we cover, right? In our first episode, Super Bowl odds, MVP odds, division winners, week one picks. I mean, week two, we'll actually have some reason to why we're making our picks because we'll actually see what the teams did week
I
one.
gave I wait a minute. I explained my picks.
No, we have reasons right now, but
But it ain't legit. Yeah, we don't know for sure. We just go with guessing.
right, it's the same thing. Like everyone probably said Clemson was gonna, beat Georgia and it was gonna be a high scoring game. Probably not you, but anything we missed that the listeners need to hear before the NFL season kicks off. Any predictions you want to make, any statements you want to make, any foreshadowing or previews of what we'll be doing on the show this season.
Well, yeah, and other episodes, once we get this thing kicked off, I would like to break down some DB play. So I will be definitely pulling up some clips that I see and breaking them down so our listeners can get a better understanding of how to play DB, whether that's safety or corner. I break down both play, press coverage, what the corner should have done, or how this corner was able to make this play, those type of things. I will definitely be giving some insight on that on future episodes.
People should be excited about that. Tyvis is very knowledgeable. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
they some people call me a DB guru, like
I like it.
I got like high DB people in the league, like high corners and safety that respect my knowledge of the game. They'll be like, he's 100% correct. So it's good I hope that y'all listen to me and be like, man, you actually do know what he's talking about. Then y'all will be like, I wonder why he ain't playing.
There you go. Let's talk NFL with the DB guru and Andrew Zoldan. This was episode 1. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that. Watch on YouTube, watch and listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Tyvis, you have a few more followers than me, so more than likely if the people are listening to this, they're already following you, but where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter or Instagram at one Tyvis. That's TYV as in Victor IS.
All right, I'm at Andrew Zoldan. And then follow our show at Let's Talk NFL Pod. We'll be back next week for episode 2, and hopefully we'll be as close to 100% with our picks as possible.